Welcome to the Forward Focus FlashCast, bite-sized episodes on becoming an effective, well-rounded leader, with quick tips that you can implement right away into your life and business. I'm your host, Jon Reusch, and in today's episode, we're discussing distractions. Distractions that hit us every single day as leaders running our organizations and how we can best overcome them. We all have them, right? Every single day, we have pings on our phone, text messages, emails, Facebook bubbles with comments and new likes. We have somebody that hearted that Instagram post and we got to check it. All of these things are vying for our time. The best leaders are able to understand, break through, and focus on the right activities. I'm going to be vulnerable with you for a moment here. Over the last 6 weeks, I've been juggling shifting different business priorities, moving into a new house, renting out my previous condo I lived in, moving office space while running my businesses and managing my teams remotely and through a pandemic. Just this morning, I woke up with one of the worst sinus headaches that I've had in years. In fact, so the day before I do a shoot like forward focus shooting for podcast or FlashCast, I actually have a bag that I pack, right? And that's a system that I follow that helps me be a better leader. I have my notes in there, my laptop, my iPad, my glasses, my highlighters, right? Your go-to bag if you think about, what you need in a typical day to be successful. I forgot it this morning. So distractions are a very real thing that occur every single day. And the best leaders are able to say, okay, now that the distraction's here, it's in front of me, whatever it may be, health, moving, a myriad of other things, I want you to think for just a moment. What distractions have been in your life lately? Whether it's personal, relational, maybe you're not quite fulfilled in the current job that you're in. Maybe you're thinking about attending a new church or finding a new organization to volunteer at. What isn't feeling fulfilled? I want you to take a moment and write down what's distracting you, what's getting in your way. If you've done that activity and you're looking at a piece of paper now with what's distracting you, I want to give you 5 things that you can consider to help you break through those distractions and get back on track. First and foremost, acknowledge and admit that the distractions are happening. Acknowledge where you're at and realize this happens, it's life. So, like I said earlier in the FlashCast, today's morning didn't start off how I had planned. I didn't feel well, which resulted in me losing my pack or leaving it at home, which resulted in me not having the materials I needed. So just acknowledging that and putting it out into the universe and not trying to fake it till you make it, that's a big deal because it takes the pressure off of yourself to be someone that you may not be able to be that day. The second piece to that is identify the key people that need to know that you might be off that day. So on my way into the office, I let my product manager and project team know, hey, not feeling the greatest today, running a few minutes behind, just giving you a heads up. That allowed them to be prepared for the John that was going to walk in a little bit late, albeit maybe not as prepared. And just mentally, they start to get into the mindset of, okay, how can I help John today? How can I show up on his team today in a way that might be more helpful? So let your key people know, I may not be in my lane today at the highest level. The next point, make a list of everything that needs to be done. Get it down on paper. Just make a list. And then pick 3 things that are most important. Make a list. Pick 3 things that are most important. And ask yourself, how do I know it's the most important thing? Is it time sensitive? Does it tie to your budget and it's part of your revenue, money in, money out? Ask yourself that question. How am I identifying these 3 things as most important to get back on track? Number 4, out of the things you didn't circle on that list, what can be delegated or shared out to your team? Unfortunately, I got a pretty negative email late last night that is tied to one of my businesses, and it's a PR related concern. And so this morning I was already on the phone with another one of my team members, not associated with Forward Focused. So that team member had everything they needed to address that concern. So by the time I can bring my head out of forward focus today, ideally that concern's already addressed. But there were things that team member needed to understand, and not only like what the issue was currently, but how to potentially solve it and what I could do remotely because I have such a tight schedule today. So identify what can be leveraged out, what can be done or taken off your plate, and are you empowering the team members to take that on and just run with it? And then lastly, this is such a big thing when you're distracted or you feel like you're off in a certain day, because it can just be a spiral that really hits you down, right, and weighs you. Give gratitude to those around you, to what you accomplish, and to yourself for pulling up the bootstraps and getting through your day. Remember when I had you make that list of distractions, and then I had you make the list of priorities of what needed to get done? If you finished those 3 things that you circled, that's a win. Celebrate the small wins, because daily small wins yield to big and massive successes later. As a leader, we all have distractions. By keeping your focus on the prize that matters and staying true to who you are, we can get through this together. If you found value in today's content, please be sure to subscribe so you never miss a lesson to be the leader you deserve to be. And until next time, lead on.